This is Kreskin, and of course you know me as the Amazing Kreskin. I love animals, and I love the animal world. And the fact of the matter is, of course, we're sharing it to some degree, hopefully in a very positive way. But recently there have been happenings where bears have attacked some human beings. These are not massive attacks and what have you. They have attacked some dogs and what have you. And there's a sensible way of handling this. Not panicking. We feel sorry. Our sympathies go to those who have had some damage from the experience. But let's decide that we're sharing this world as best we can with the other animal world, and they are at times coming to visit us. We can't always control when they're visiting. I don't expect you to send out any special invitation cards or what have you. The bottom line is that the most uncomfortable bear attacks would of course tend to happen at night. And common sense tells you, and I've talked to perhaps in the past week 12 people, and they made a very interesting remark. Their remark was, Kreskin, are you thinking of telling the bears not to show up or what have you? Or are you willing to share your life with their life by a very obvious move? And I said, what is that move? And it's funny how long it took for it to dawn on me. The point of the matter is, just don't go out at night when bears are there. Just don't go out at night. Stay inside, look through windows. You can always wave to them if you want to encourage them in some way. And don't leave food out for them at night. It's asking for problems, what have you. But at the same time, the encounters have to also consider the animal world. We have pet dogs and what have you, and we just should not let them flow outside our quarters at night when it's a period in the year when bears do show up more frequently. Just don't take any chances. The other answer would be a very sensible one, and that is move out, leave the state, get out of the state if you're going to feel uncomfortable. Of course, I'm only joking there. We can coexist with them. The sightings have been happening more and more in suburban towns in New Jersey, and bears have appeared in towns that barely have had any previous location and what have you, or incidents with them. And they're at their highest now, we understand, than it has been for quite a long time. A Marlboro resident named Jeff Cantor posted a photo on a community Facebook group of a bear walking on his back porch in Morgansville, New Jersey. Now that's an interesting scene if you could photograph that. Black bear sightings are reported in Matawan, Old Bridge, Homedale, Aberdeen, and Ocean Township. A 34-year woman from Lafayette had a very uncomfortable mauling as a result of this. She's alive, thank God, and recovering from the experience in a hospital. The bottom line is we need to share this earth, and I have always dreamt of the possibilities of seeing animals visiting my terrain at a time when maybe it's safer for them to visit and less safe for us to stay outside and look at mailboxes and what have you. Common sense tells you, of course. Common sense just tells you when you're going to get the mail in the morning. Don't get it at night. And don't leave food outside at night. The police would like to be reminded of the public when there are bear awareness incidents. You can remove, of course, bear feeders by early April and wait until November to put them back up if you feel that that's going to interfere in somehow by causing them to show up more frequently. Refrain from feeding pets outside, and if you do, taking pet food dishes inside, take them inside at night. Common sense tells you that. I wouldn't put food outside for to encourage certain animals, because that could be a risky situation. Storing bird seed, livestock feed, and garbage outside just isn't the thing to do in this day and age. Cleaning all the outdoor grills, is a common sense thing to do. And unless, of course, you don't want animals around at any time. And then you can go to the animal experts, the police and what have you, and they want to be notified when there are sightings. The New Jersey Department of Environment Protection, the Fish and Wildlife Department, is developing an integrated bear management strategy to educate people on how to coexist with bears. I'm sure they're not including with that you would invite bears to dances and coexisting and greetings and what have you. But there are a lot of things you can do during the day and share by seeing and watching animals at night. I love nighttime animals. I used to walk through forests for years and search for animals. Now I don't do it now because my eyesight is not that great, and I just don't want to take any chances. The more serious encounters, like I mentioned before, with two dogs that have happened, you have to make sure your animals are not outside and causing any risk to their well-being and what have you. The other factor involved is just to share with your children, your family, your relatives, the sights and the sightings of these animals, because they are absolutely fascinating and they're romantic to look at, and we can experience part of what life is about that we don't have a chance to do so much anymore. Don't panic if you come across a bear. Police advise you not to panic and run. Bears are rarely aggressive. They have been on a number of occasions, yes, but they frequently leave on their own. Food sources and what have you, of course, should be removed. Common sense tells you that to begin with. I'm going to then leave you with what I enjoyed most through the years that I went camping, and we saw everything from bears to what have you. We kept very much alert, and we looked for the opportunity of photographing them and then repeating stories about them with our friends and what have you. This is going to bring to a close my reflections about the animal world. But bear in mind, we are sharing this earth, and let's see if we can enjoy it with some degree of safety. To be continued, folks. Have a great summer, and I'd love to hear the stories of the sightings that you've seen during the summer.